The fact that you jumped out of a car not once, but twice.
Like I just started making like sleep apnea noises a little bit.
Yes, so what happened was I'm not a huge drinker.
I am excited to have some female energy on this podcast. I feel like my last few guests have all been males.
Okay.
So I am so excited to have on episode 4, Sarah Morgan.
Thank you. I'm very excited.
I am-
I was like on my way over here, and I think this is the first podcast I'm doing with a woman.
Really?
Yeah.
That is so exciting. I
Which-
feel honored.
I'm excited too.
This is great. I know, I'm like, yes. I'm like, we can talk about girl things.
Yes.
I'm just like, like there's certain things with a guy like you just can't talk about, you know? And I was like scrolling through your TikToks and I'm like, I
my
relate to
God.
this. I relate to this. I relate to this. I'm like, yes, this is going to be so good.
I love it. I love it.
Oh my gosh. So I saw one about like your makeup. I think you just posted the other day.
Oh my God,
And you're
yeah.
like, it's over for you bitches.
Over for
I
you
have
bitches.
upgraded.
Yes. I was like never into makeup and
Really?
like skincare and like all that kind of stuff until the first time I shaved my head. And I was like, wow, you're like all face
So I
all
have
the time.
Yeah. That's like the main focus.
Yeah.
And then you said shave your head and I'm like, okay, so it's kind of the dream. Like, cause sometimes you're just like, fuck it. I just want to start over. Like,
Yeah.
I'm just so over it.
Did it.
Like my hair, like is extensions. It is battered. It is bruised. It is done.
Yeah.
So how did it feel when you did that? Like when you shaved your head?
It was amazing. So this is the second go round. I actually had
Oh, wow.
a style until January 1st, I think it was, or like right around there. But I had always like bleached my hair, colored my hair, did all that stuff. And it just like gets to a point where it's fried.
It is.
You know?
It's straw.
Yeah. And there's really nothing you can do to bring it back. And I don't know if it's like impatience or what,
Right.
but I thought, oh, just get rid of it and start over. And so that's what I did. And like, I highly recommend it.
Your hair looks so healthy.
Thank you.
Like it looks so healthy. It looks so good. Like I'm honestly jealous.
Well, and the second time I did it, it was the same thing. Like I had bleached it a lot and it was kind of getting to the point where it was like, we might not be able to do this with your hair anymore because like your hair changes as you get older.
Everything does.
Yeah. And I was like, well, let these grays pop.
Right.
And just like, because if you do the coloring to match and you're just getting back into the same routine.
Right.
You
You're
know what
doing
I
the
mean?
same thing.
Yeah. So I was like, let me just get rid of it again. I already did this once. I can do it again.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, it's amazing. I think everybody should shave their head
I
at
like
least
this.
once. It's very empowering.
I feel like it would be like when you were saying like your face is like your focal point. I feel like
Yeah.
there's nothing else distracting then. You know what I
No.
mean? Like it takes away from everything else. So like
Yeah.
you are focusing on somebody's face.
And for someone who like never really was into that sort of thing, I didn't realize like it really does take up a lot of time,
It does.
you know?
It does.
And so like that was amazing. And it's just very freeing to not have hair as a woman.
well, yeah. I mean, it frees you of like 2 hours of prep time. Like
Yeah.
it's so much like the shampooing, the conditioning, the treatments. Like
Yeah.
I'm just like, do I get a break? Like, do I
Right.
get to rest? Like, this
Right.
is so much work.
It's awesome. And I think that like pretty much everybody looks good with a shaved head.
right. I'd be a little concerned. Like, I'm like, what if I have like a weird dent in my
Oh,
head?
I was totally concerned.
Did you have it, or could you like touch it? Because I feel like I would touch my head and be like, okay, like,
I was
do I
like,
feel
all
lumpy?
angles, like, what is happening over here? Okay, you know. Yeah, I was definitely like, what does my head look like? But then you don't care.
Right.
You're just like, this is me.
And I mean, I guess if like it doesn't work out, like there are hats, like,
Yeah.
worst case scenario, if it really is that bad. But I feel like it wouldn't be. Like, I feel like you
No.
really like grow to like, love and accept yourself at that point.
Yeah, absolutely. And now I understand like why men wear hats all the time. Because when your head is cold, it is a different kind of cold.
Is it really?
Yeah.
I've never experienced it.
It's so strange. Like when you're I don't even know if I can like properly describe it in a way that anyone who hasn't had a bald head could understand, but there's something like bone crippling about it that like it's pain. It hurts.
Oh gosh.
Like it actually is painful. So yeah, so I have like a ton of beanies now, and the same thing like in the summertime, I had to put sunscreen on my head
Oh,
because
yeah. I didn't even think
my
about that.
scalp is like super sensitive, and yeah. So I learned a lot, but I love it.
Wow.
If you ever want to do it, I think you should do it.
I mean, there might be a time. I don't know. I've honestly considered it sometimes because, like, your hair just gets, like, when you're processing it and doing stuff, it gets so thin and brittle. And, like, I think I'm just at that point. I'm like, am I going bald? Like, what is truly happening here? When your hairstylist is like, what do you think about extensions? I'm like, okay, are you trying to tell me something?
Yeah. Am I done growing?
Right. Like, is this it? She's like, maybe you should pop some vitamins. I'm like, oh my God. Okay.
Oh no.
Thanks.
Yeah, we've all been there.
Oh, it's a struggle.
It is. It's a struggle.
But like, okay, so we're gonna talk some comedy things before like I get into your TikToks and stuff.
Okay.
Sometimes I take a left turn and it just keeps going.
It's fine.
So before we get derailed too much, so I want to know about your comedy journey. I want to know kind of where it started, what your inspiration was.
Yeah. So I started doing comedy in September of 2019.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah. So I consider myself like still very fresh. Because I really only had like a few months of stage time before the pandemic started.
Oh, what a time to start.
What a time to start, right?
Oh, were you like, is the universe like telling me?
Story of my life. Like, make a plan, it blows up in your face, you know?
Right.
Yeah, so I started in 2019. I took an improv class at Arcade because I had no background in anything that had to do with anything on a stage.
Were you so nervous?
I wasn't because I don't think I knew exactly what I was getting into.
Okay.
So I was just kind of like along for the ride.
So you were just totally cool with it,
Yeah, like I knew like I wanted to get into comedy. I knew that I wanted to do these things, but I didn't know anything about the process of it. So at Arcade, if you take classes there, you can also do like an internship program.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah, and the cool thing about that is like you learn how the theater runs, basically. So like I was getting like the stage work, but then I was also getting the behind the scenes work, which was really fun for me.
That's like kind of exciting to me.
Yeah.
Like the inner workings of like how everything is put together because there's so much that would go behind it.
Yeah, that you never even would think of.
Right.
So in doing that, I was able to kind of see like how stuff goes. I was able to meet a ton of people and just kind of like really get my foot in the door in like a good solid way before the world blew up, so that when it did, like I had people that I could lean on.
Right.
Yeah, so I did improv, and the people that were in my first class were just like so awesome, so I just kept kind of following them along. And then I started doing stand up like shortly after I started doing improv.
Okay.
And so I was doing like a lot of the mics that no longer exist, and I think I had like 1 or 2 stand-up shows, and then I had like 3 improv shows before the theater shut down.
Well, at least you had a few under your belt,
Before
the shutdown happened.
Yeah,
you know?
I did.
Some positives.
Right. And the cool thing was the improv team, they were like when everything was announced that it was closing, the improv team got together on Zoom, and they were like, okay, well, like, what are we going to do?
Right.
You know, like, let's figure this out. We can still do comedy. It's just going to be different.
Yeah.
And so for a couple of weeks, we just like got together on Zoom and like played games.
That's fine.
And like, yeah, and like stuff on Twitch and whatnot. And then like slowly but surely we were like, hey, maybe this improv game would work on screen. And so that was really interesting. And then that kind of led to me starting Nebby Neighbors.
Yes, which I want to talk about.
Okay.
I want to come to a show so bad. So I hope that there's one soon because I definitely want to come.
We have one in March.
Oh my gosh. Yes, sign me up.
Yes.
I'm in.
Okay.
I'm coming.
Yeah, so basically that got started because Arcade was doing online programming. Because they're a nonprofit theater, so...
Oh, I didn't realize that either.
Yeah, so they were, like, really trying to stay alive, and they started doing online shows to raise money for the theater. And Beth, who is my co-producer on the show, she was also the coach of the improv team that I was on. And she was like, hey, if anybody ever wants to produce a show, like, they're looking for stuff, you know? And so I had said to her, like, a while ago, I want to do a show based on Nextdoor.
Okay.
And, like, I read all these crazy Nextdoor posts.
So what is Nextdoor?
So Nextdoor is, well, now Facebook has, like, a Nextdoor knockoff. Whatever.
Facebook? Come on.
Thanks.
Don't you own the world
Zuck.
already?
Yeah, right? But it's basically, like, think of Facebook, but just your neighborhood. Which is, like, terrifying.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
so that's
God.
Nextdoor. So, like, when I moved into my house, my neighbor told me about it. And she's like, it's nice because you can, like, see what's going on in the neighborhood. And, like, if something happens, people will post on there. Little did I know the gold of comedy that was laying on this website, right?
Yes.
So I would screenshot stuff and send it to my friend. And I think it just got to the point where he was like, I'm tired of seeing this. Like, you do comedy, make this a show.
Right.
This should be a show.
It's
And-
genius.
Well, thank you.
It's literally genius.
It's so fun. It is so fun. And, like, every day I'm on there just, like, looking for stuff. Most of the stuff is taken from Nextdoor, but, like, some stuff I take from other social media sites.
Right.
But it's primarily from Nextdoor. And so,
Oh my
like, we'll
gosh.
do dramatic readings of, like, what people posted. We'll use posts for, like, improv inspiration. We have a stand-up segment where they come and, like, do a neighborly kind of set.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so it's been really fun. And the show has really, like, evolved because now we're back on stage. We went from online to on stage now, and it's just, I love it so much.
That's so awesome.
It's so ridiculous.
Oh my gosh. Like, I'm just imagining, like, all the things you probably see all over the internet that is literally just perfect for that show.
Yeah.
And, like, just being outside sometimes, like, you just see things, or, like, you try not to see things, or, like, I don't know. Sometimes I see someone out and I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
Don't
And
say
things will
hello.
happen, like, because I'll be on my front porch a lot. And I'll
Oh.
see things, and I'm like, oh my God, this could be a bit. This could be a bit. This
Front
could
row
be-
seating.
What is going to happen? Oh, okay, document. You know, so it's like now, yeah, like every day there's something.
It's a new adventure.
It is.
You're like, can you keep fighting so that
It
I can
is.
just continue to take notes?
Yeah.
Thank you.
And it's funny because, like, the stuff people post, it's like, man, like, no, you have no shame. You have no shame
No.
at all.
No, sometimes you read things, you're like, was that necessary? Like, do you really feel like you needed to share that with
Yeah.
everyone?
Yeah.
Like, oh.
Yeah.
It's so cringy.
It really is.
I was off Facebook for a while, but then recently I got back on because of the podcast. But
Yeah.
now sometimes I'm like, you know what? I'm feeling a little down. I'm just going to do a light scroll. I just want to see what's happening.
Yeah. Because it really can be just
Yeah.
treasure trove.
Oh, it truly is. It's so addicting.
Yeah,
Oh
it's
my
great.
gosh. And the one that I saw, the one video you posted was like the missing cat, which I just think is so funny.
Yeah. So we have like we have different segments of the show. We have neighborhood roundup, and that's where
Okay.
like we do the post readings, and people will like dressed up in costume and do different characters. And then we have Is This Your Cat? And because there's always lost animals.
Always.
On Nextdoor for some reason. And people with the cats are like, is this a pet or a feral cat? Like, does this cat belong to somebody or not, you know?
Right.
So we always have, is this your cat in there? And since we've taken it to stage, Mike, one of our neighbors, we call them, he actually dresses up as a cat
Stop it.
and will like prowl around the audience as a
I
cat while the other neighbors are on stage talking about Mike as this cat that is lost. And then he will like act out whatever the people are saying. Like, I saw him doing pirouettes on Liberty Avenue. And then Mike will like do what he thinks are pirouettes. And
Oh my
it's just
gosh.
silly. It's very like, I feel like the good, wholesome happiness I get from Ted Lasso.
Right.
Like, that is kind of the good happiness that you get from a Nebby Neighbors show.
Well, and it's so relatable because
Mm-hmm.
everybody's online, everybody's reading other people's posts. So it's just like, it's just good, genuine. Like, it's a great, like, idea for a show.
Yeah.
Like, it's perfect.
And it, like, the Nextdoor Facebook neighborhoods, like that whole niche of the internet has totally become like a niche of the comedy world now. Like, you know, there's a lot of other cities have like similar shows and stuff like that. And so I just love seeing like what people are doing with it.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
I love it.
It's super fun.
So I want to ask you too. So improv, how did improv help you with stand-up?
So with improv, like you really have to be thinking on your feet and in the moment. And the big premise of improv is yes and. So no matter what is said to you, you don't deny it. You just add to it and build on it. And so for me, improv really helped me, like if I got lost in a joke, if I like forgot, like it helps me with my recovery.
Okay.
It might not be the exact way that I planned the joke, but like it still works.
Right.
With crowd work, you know, that has been
yeah.
a huge thing for me. Just responding to people quickly and like, you know, the bounce back and forth from me to the person has been really fun. So yeah, and lately I've been like experimenting more with, instead of just sitting down and writing jokes out, like writing them on stage at mics or during shows.
Okay.
And I think that like that experience with improv has really played in with that. So now I'm kind of like mushing the two together, and that's been really fun.
That's really cool that
I'm
it helps
excited.
bring everything together for you.
Yeah, I mean, like there's so many different types of comedy, and I feel like I always say that improv is just like another tool in the toolbox when it comes to doing comedy.
Right.
So why not use it, you know?
Yeah. And it's such a good tool because I feel like, you know, I feel like it's a good tool to have because like not a lot of comedians do improv. So I think especially for crowd work, that would be key.
Yeah, I think it's always like a weird thing in the comedy world. Like improv people are improv people and stand-up people are stand-up people, and they don't mesh. But like at the same time, if you think about like there are stand-ups who have done improv in the past and they use it. There's a lot of actors that will do improv. There's a lot of like comedy movies that like very famous scenes are pure improv scenes. So it's definitely in there, and I think that like if you really love comedy and you want to be as well-rounded as you can be, you're gonna try to do as many different things as you can do. You know, you're not just gonna stay in one lane. You're gonna kind of deviate.
Try different mediums to make it work. Definitely.
Yeah, just like learning, you know.
Oh. Yeah. So when we come back, we're going to keep talking comedy. We're going to talk some TikToks.
Oh, boy.
Got a few things on my list here. We'll be right back. All right, so let's dive back in here. So I know we're talking a little bit of like comedy things and improv and how, you know, your stand-up kind of goes hand in hand. So, which totally like, now that you're saying it, like totally makes sense to me. I don't know, like I feel like personally, both I think is very intimidating. I feel like improv seems a little more intimidating, I don't know, than stand-up. Just because you have to be so quick on your feet.
I mean, at least with improv, there's other people on stage with you. So if you do freeze, they kind of like, we all say before we go on stage, got your back. Because
I love that.
if that happens, like somebody's there to kind of bail you out, you know?
Right.
Whereas with stand-up, like you're
You're on an island.
You're just on fire. You're just out there on fire. Yeah, but I don't know. They're both, I guess they both can be scary.
I feel like as someone that hasn't like done it, that's like interested in doing it, it's like it just seems a little bit intimidating. I've done 2 open mics and that's all that I've done. And I did that before the pandemic.
That's awesome.
So it's like now like thinking about diving back in, I'm like, oh man.
I mean, I want to throw up every single time. Like,
yeah, when I think about it, I'm like, oh,
yeah.
God.
No, like I go to the bathroom 50 times. I want to throw up. Like,
okay.
I get nervous like 3 days before the show, and then I calm down, and then I get nervous, and then I calm down, you know, so I don't think that part ever goes away.
Okay, well that's good to know, you know.
I definitely have that like adrenaline rush when I get off stage. That is what I love. Like I've never jumped out of a plane, but I feel like that might be the feeling.
Right.
You know, where you're just like, free and terrified and excited, like all at the same time.
Does it take you a while to wind down, like after
yeah.
you're like off stage?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. I try to like, the hang doesn't really happen quite as long now as it did
Yeah, I was
pre-pandemic.
gonna ask you about it.
But like, you know, the hang afterward is really fun with other comics and stuff. But then usually I go home and like I'm still so amped that like I go walk my dog or something because I just am not ready to go to sleep yet.
Right.
So
I feel like it would definitely be tough to like wind down a little bit.
Mhm.
Before you go on stage, do you have anything that you do to kind of like calm your nerves a little bit? Or do you have any like, I don't know if I want to say rituals. I don't know if that's the right word.
I definitely like run through my set before I leave the house.
Okay.
A couple of times. Usually just like in the mirror at myself. And then that's about it. And then once I get to wherever I'm going, I kind of just like look things over, double check like, yeah, this is the order I want to do, what I'm going to do. And I think that is more of like a nerve thing, not necessarily like something that's processing in my brain. It's just like a nervous twitch kind of situation.
Gotcha.
And then it's just like, it's funny because like the improv green room is so different from the stand-up green room.
Really?
I love it. Like the improv green room.
I was like, what's the difference?
It's like everybody's like talking and like energetic and like and then a lot of times the stand-up green rooms that I've been in have been like very mellow beforehand.
Okay.
Because everybody's kind of in their head and like going through their stuff. But the improv green room, like people are doing like different exercises to like warm up and like stretching. They're two very different worlds.
Some light stretching.
Yeah.
Limber, ready to go.
Right. Don't want to pull a hammy. Like, yeah, they're two very different worlds. But I love them both. I love them both.
That's so awesome.
Yeah.
So cool.
Thanks.
All right. So I was diving into your TikToks too, and I was literally dying.
Which is like hilarious.
I was,
I just
dying.
started doing them.
Oh my gosh. I was like going through them. I'm like, I love this so much. Like I look forward because I feel like you post about like once a day, right?
I started posting on TikTok more recently.
Okay.
Than I had I like started it a while ago. I want to say like during the pandemic I started my TikTok page, and then I kind of got away from it because I was just like, I don't know what
it's kind of hard. It's like
put on here.
Right. Like, what do you do?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I very much got in the space of like, I don't fucking care.
No.
I'll do whatever.
That's what I love. It's like all your original stuff. Like you can tell you're just doing whatever you want to do.
It is literally like, oh, I know what happened. I decided that I was wasting like really funny things on text messages to friends.
Oh. Yes.
And I was like, instead of doing that, I'm just going to put it on TikTok for better or worse and see.
Just throw it and see where it happens, you know?
Yeah.
There's nothing worse than you send like, you're like, this text is really good. And like, you're so proud of it. And you send it and you like get no response, or like a day later they say something. It's like, I just wasted this on you.
Yeah. You
like,
don't deserve
quality.
this.
Yes. This quality material that I had.
It was good. Like it could be something like super dumb.
Right.
And, you know.
And I don't know, like I related to the one you made where like you had the neck wrap on and like you were talking to your friend. And I'm like, I have done this. I have been in a robe with a mask on and you're like talking to your friend, like giving them the breakdown of the day or just some stupid shit. And they don't really appreciate it. I'm like, I'm in my natural habitat right now telling you about my life.
God bless my best friend because he really puts up with a lot of me. And yeah. Yeah, well, I'm on the computer all day and I'm writing all day. Mm-hmm. And like by the time I'm done, I do not want to be texting or anything. So sometimes
I'm sure not.
Like, yeah, like sometimes I'll just send him like, here's a synopsis of my day in a short video. If you choose to respond, great. You know,
I love it.
If not, I'm still your friend. So that's what that was. Yeah, I had a heating pad wrapped around my neck and
I think you were eating pita chips or something.
Oh,
I just appreciated the whole vibe. I'm like, this is a whole vibe here that I can really get behind.
That is my life, girl.
I love it.
That is.
You are speaking my language. There's nothing that I love more than like a heating pad and a snack.
Yeah. Heating pads and snacks. I have a heated blanket and a heating pad. And my dog usually rips the heating blanket off of me, so I just sit on the heating pad.
Your dog is a star.
He is a star in his own right.
He is.
He has more social media followers than I do.
How dare he? I mean, good for him.
Good for him. He won me a water cooler.
What?
Yeah, he did. So
how? Please explain.
He's working for his room and board.
Oh, well, that's good. At least,
Yeah.
you know, he's
There
not a
was-
freeloader, you know?
He's not a freeloader. He's like, Mama rescued me. I gotta do something. There was so Harold is my dog. He has his own Instagram
I'm going to have to follow Harold.
called Your Weekly Harold.
Oh my God, I love it.
Yep, he's adorable. There was like a giveaway,
Okay.
and I was like, yeah, let me try for this giveaway.
Why not?
He got a collar, like a Gucci collar.
Damn,
He got a-
fancy. Okay,
He got a
Harold.
Gucci collar. He got me a Primo water cooler with like a dog bowl on the bottom.
Oh, wow.
There was a matching Gucci poop bag holder with the collar.
Wow.
I feel like there were like other things, but those were like the big ones.
It's kind
where
of
I
a
was
random
like,
assortment of items, but like I really appreciate it.
yeah, there was definitely some other stuff, but those were the ones that like really stuck out because I really wanted the water cooler because they're like
Oh.
$200.
That's insane.
Yeah. So we have that, and I love it. It makes me feel very fancy.
It's very fancy. I mean, a Gucci like poop bag holder.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah. So it's, you know, I know
That
he did
Harold.
good. That Harold.
That Harold.
But yeah, I mean, I could talk about him all day. We're not gonna.
I totally get it.
Yeah.
Puppy love.
Puppy love, you know.
He's so cute. How old is he? I have to ask.
I think he's like 5 or 6.
Okay.
I rescued him when he was about 2.
Oh.
So I'm not quite sure, but yeah, I
Gotcha.
think he's about 5 or 6. And he's like a big pit rot mix.
He looks pretty big.
He's like, he's not huge, but
Okay.
he is solid. Like, he will take you out. He
Oh,
will like
man.
break your knees. You know, like,
He will fuck your day
yeah.
up.
I mean, his nickname is Beefcake. So
Beefcake,
there
I
you
love
go.
it.
Yeah. My baby Beefcake.
Oh my gosh, you need that imprinted on like the Gucci collar.
Oh
Just
my
get
God.
beefcake.
He does have a tag that says Beefcake
Oh,
on the one side.
I'm
so.
very happy he does. Like it'd be
Yeah.
a crime if he did not have that.
The Gucci collar is just like fancy days, holidays,
Oh, okay.
You know.
Special occasions.
special occasions.
Makes sense.
I sound like a crazy person.
No, it's okay. Listen, we have special occasion bras. He has a special occasion collar.
know?
It's the same thing.
Listen, when your friend calls and says, you're coming over for dinner, Harold's invited too, that says something.
Right.
You know? So, yeah.
You break it out of the jewelry box, you get it ready to go.
Gussy it up.
Yeah,
Gotta get-
you have to. I am so glad that we're relating on this.
Yeah. Some people would just be like, oh my God.
Right, like, please stop.
Yeah.
Just a little extra, but that's
Right.
okay.
It's
That's
fine.
where I thrive.
Good.
You know?
It's going to work out.
Perfect. Also, another one that you made. I'm just pulling from your TikToks. I
That's
was just
fine. I
literally
love
having
it.
the time of my life. I
No
was like,
one has ever talked to me about my TikTok.
Oh, well,
this is
perfect.
new. Yeah, this is fun.
I could spend days just watching TikToks.
Now I'm getting a complex.
I love it. I love it. Okay, so the one that you said about like, this is what I'd look like if I was found in the woods and like
Yeah.
you were all natural. I'm like, yes, girl.
Yeah.
Because like, who is going to be like all done up? You know what I mean? Like by
Well-
the time someone found you, I was like, this is so relatable.
Right. Well, that's the thing. Like, I watch all these TikToks and like, they're in full makeup
Mm-hmm.
and hair.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not doing that for anyone, let alone the internet.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. Some days it's like, I don't know. It's like some days you want to make, like, I want to make something and I'm like, like, no.
Yeah.
Like, it's just not good. But I feel like sometimes you just got to be like, you know what? It is what it is. Like, this is
it,
me.
man.
This is what you're getting.
Yeah.
If I am ever lost, this is what you need to be looking for.
Yeah, like if something happens.
Right. Like, legitimately.
You know, like I'm not going to be cute.
No.
I'm going to look like crap.
Right. Same.
Most likely, you know, so like why not put that, and it like always kills me with bad choice of words. Okay, it always like kind of makes me giggle, and it probably shouldn't, when I see like missing posters and they have the pictures of the people and they have like the dog ears from their Snapchat and stuff.
Yes.
Like I'm not gonna recognize you out on the street.
You don't have your dog ears. I don't know who you
don't have
are.
your dog ears, you know? And also, like, I'm old, so, like, nobody's taking, like, school photos of me, you know? So it's like...
This is my biggest fear. I am so worried if something ever happens to me, someone's gonna pull a random photo of me from like Facebook and like use it, and it's gonna be like the worst picture ever.
Right.
Like I know my mom would be like, just use that one. That
Yeah.
one's fine.
Don't putting it out there now. If something happens, don't ever use a cute picture of me. Like,
No.
use the most busted picture that you can find. You know, like it's so opposite now that like when I do get dressed and put on makeup, people are like, "Oh my god!"
And that's even worse. I'm like, stop.
yeah,
It's like stop.
like do I look that bad? No.
Right. Like I'm like, come on, this is not a compliment. Or if you don't wear it and they're like, you look a little sick today.
And I
I'm like,
think that's a
stop.
pandemic, like a post-pandemic thing.
I think so too.
you know.
I definitely agree with it. I think that
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah. So, yeah, I'm all for no filters, living raw,
Just
and
doing
doing
the
your
thing.
doing the thing.
As tough as it is, because it is tough. It is a struggle.
But I'm glad that you appreciate.
I appreciate. I appreciate the talks. I agree with them.
Nice.
I was so on board. And like the
Nice.
outfit inspo, like I think you posted, guys, if you don't follow Sarah Morgan on TikTok and Instagram, you need to right now. Like it needs to happen. Your outfit inspo too. You like went out and like walked your dog and like you had like this hat and like all these layers on. I was like, I relate to this so much.
It was so cold that day. Was it the drop it challenge with the dog poop? Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
good one. People like that one too.
That was solid.
Yeah, because it's cold.
It's so fucking
And I refuse to be one of those women that like complains about being cold.
right.
Like I'm very self-sufficient, so I'm like I would rather take off 90 layers
Right.
than just like be like I'm cold, you know.
Yeah.
And the same goes when I'm like outside, and yeah, I look like a wild person in those because I have the baklava on.
Is
Or
that what the
balakava? Whatever. Baklava is a cookie.
I was like, wait, I know I thought that too.
Producer man's laughing in the background. That's a cookie.
It is. It's a very delightful cookie.
But the one that covers everything but your eyeballs.
Okay, because I was like, wait, what is this?
That's a very similar word.
It's very close. We might need to like Google. Can you
We need
Google
a
what it
Google
is really
search.
quick? Yes.
Ball.
Or wait, I have my phone. What am I doing?
Balaclava.
But wait,
just
we are gonna
Balaclava?
balaclava.
Baklava is the cookie. I know
Baklava
that
is-
because I like baked goods.
Oh yes.
The other, they both end up on your
What
face.
do I Google? Hat with like your eyes out? Like, I gotta think of how to like face cover.
Just start putting in
Winter
ball.
ball.
BAL.
Balaclavas.
A what?
Ball.
Is it has like a mask on it?
Yeah, like it
Ball.
covers every. Yes,
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Balaclavas.
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 Balaclava.
Balaclavas. Yeah, I guess that'd be.
Is
Balaclava.
how- That's how you say that.
Wow, I need someone to
Thank
like
you.
sound that out for me.
It's not the cookie. It's the face mask. Why did I say face mask?
I don't.
Everyone knows what that is.
I,
Why am I?
I don't know, but I'm glad we went down that road.
Anyway, they're trending for 2022. So
Oh,
get your hand on one of those.
listen,
I'm not even gonna try to say the word anymore.
well, I found one for 99 cents on eBay.
Yes.
That has my name written all over
Done.
it.
Yeah.
Purchased.
Yeah.
I might not see it
They're
ever.
good for the wind,
Yes, that would be.
you know, and
I-
like the boogies. You get the boogies
Ooh,
when
yes.
it's cold. And
My nose just starts to instantly run, and I just
Mhm.
get instantly upset. I'm like,
Yep.
this is just the worst.
Yep.
Although I feel like if I had makeup on and I peeled it off, it'd be like my face would like just come with it.
I didn't even think about that because I never wear makeup.
I'd like wear it to work. They'd be like, one, are you here to rob the bank? Two, why did your face look like that now that you've removed it?
Well, and of course the one I got is like 90 million colors, which I did on purpose for like visibility reasons.
I
but
like
then
it,
I put
safety.
it on and I was like, oh, this looks like a disease. Like, because it's like pink and purple and blue.
It's an interesting combination of colors.
Like, I didn't think this out.
Sometimes you just have to, hit buy now and just, hope for the best.
I love it. I wear it all the time.
I stand behind it 100%.
And the short hair, gotta keep that head warm.
You do.
So,
You definitely do.
Yeah.
It's the way to go.
Yeah. And then you eat a Baklava.
And then you eat a baklava while wearing your
Balaclava.
balaclava. Like,
Oh my God, we're all snorting. I love it.
I need some vocabulary lessons, I think.
You know what though?
Ooh.
Somebody else out there is doing the same thing.
You know what?
So,
You're right.
Yeah.
You are right.
It's fine.
Everything's great.
We're humans.
Yes. So when we come back, we'll stop talking about ball-related things.
Yeah.
We are going to move on to the Dammit moment. We'll be right back. He's doing a show at a fire hall, and I was like, is there a pole? And he's like, what do you mean? And I'm like, is there a pole, like, that they slide down on? Because, like, I feel like in movies and stuff, like, they'll show, like
Yeah.
firefighters, like, sliding down poles.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not talking a stripper pole. I mean, I
No.
guess it could be used as a stripper pole, but I'm just saying,
Oh,
You
wait.
know.
Do you think stripper poles came from firehouses?
I don't know.
What?
Oh my
we
God.
need to look at this.
Okay.
Wait, are we Googling again?
We're, we are Googling again. It
Wait,
is-
do you...
wait, did we just...
What came first, the fireman or the stripper?
These are questions we need answered.
I'm saying fireman came first.
Okay,
Had a
so...
lady over and said, and then the thingy went off and he said, get out of here. And she slid down the pole and that did something for somebody.
Oh.
And they said, I want to see more ladies slide down poles.
I think that you're onto something. And, like, maybe she was, like, half dressed or not dressed at all. And they're
Right.
like, here, put my firefighter coat on.
Yes.
And then that turned into a whole thing as
a
well.
whole thing.
I think we just figured something out. I think we are onto something. We are solving things here on the Dammit Danii podcast.
We have history. We have problem solving. We
talk about baked goods and face masks.
baked goods and face masks.
And the poles.
Oh my.
Did stripper poles... Okay.
When did they come up?
When was the stripper pole invented?
Yeah, when did that
was
happen?
the
Who said I want to see a lady slide down a stripper pole for my own enjoyment?
I think it'd be so fun, but I feel like I would fall. Like, I feel like it would not be a
You've
graceful...
never tried a stripper pole?
No.
It's so hard.
Have you?
Yes.
Have you taken classes?
No.
I kind of want to take a class. I think it'd be really fun.
It's hard. It is a work. Like, I have so much respect for those women and men, and like the muscle
Right.
control.
I have no muscle control. It would just be like spaghetti noodles. Like, it just would not be good. There'd be no grip. It would be bad.
Amazing.
It is. It's truly a talent.
It really is. It's really. I have complete, absolute respect because it is so hard.
Oh, same. So for a while, speaking of TikTok, I was really obsessed with, I would look up like stripper hacks.
Oh.
Because I was like, ooh, like, I want to know their like beauty secrets. Like, what are they doing before they go on stage? Like, I was learning lots of things.
Yeah.
Did you know that some strippers, when they're on their period, use like, you know, the little like compact like sponges, like the like triangle ones?
For your face.
Yes. They'll use those instead of a tampon because it doesn't have a string.
What?
Yeah. Yeah. I was like, wait, I have so many questions. I'm like, how are we getting that out?
How long does that last?
Right. And like, what happened? Would it fall? I mean, I guess it wouldn't fall, but there's a chance it would.
Are you going skinny wedge in first or thick wedge in first?
Right. I don't know. Like, I have a lot of questions.
Same.
Like, I feel like one day I need to have a stripper on my podcast because
Yeah.
I have a lot of questions.
Are they called strippers now?
I don't know. Are they? Because I don't want to be incorrect.
I don't either. Because I respect the work.
Professional dancer?
Professional dancer?
Okay, we're going to go professional
Exotic
dancer.
dancer?
Exotic dancer?
Wasn't there also like, there's like a hierarchy?
Probably. Oh, man. I feel like I need to do a lot of research. Maybe I can't be even playing in this ball field right now.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, wow. I'm like sitting in the stands.
But you know, I would imagine you would have to learn a lot of hacks just because of like all of the positions that
all
you're
of the
in.
positions, like all the
And you're
things.
dancing.
Right.
And like, yeah,
And you're like upside down.
it's a lot.
It's a lot of things.
Yeah.
Wow. So the pool dates back to the 12th century.
What?
Yes.
The 12th?
The 12th century.
Century?
Yes. Yep.
Okay, so what king was a weirdo?
So it looks like it may have started in China.
Oh.
Is what this is saying. The pole was coated with a rubber-like substance that allowed performers to adhere to the pole.
Hmm.
It started in Chinese circuses. This is very interesting.
Wow.
I could do that all day long.
Okay, I'm definitely gonna also look into that because now I'm very interested.
Are we gonna send each other like random like pole facts?
Dude, if I'm on stripper talk after this, it's your fault.
It will be my fault.
My phone heard it.
Yeah.
And yeah, the algo's like, here's a bunch of strippers.
Here are the stripper hacks that you guys were talking about, and you're gonna be like, damn it, Dani, why did you do that to me?
Yeah. No, I'll be into it because like it's amazing.
It is really amazing.
It's amazing.
It's just, it's so interesting. I wish I could think of more because there was this one girl I was like following religiously and I was watching all of her TikToks and she would go over like her like getting ready, which I loved. I loved watching her get ready. I love watching people do their makeup. I don't know why I love it so much.
You know, I remembered something that I wasn't on stripper talk.
Okay.
But I was on, I think they call them like the house mom.
Oh, okay.
Of the strip club.
Talk. Oh, okay. All right.
I don't know if that's the correct wording,
but
like basically it's a woman who most likely had danced in the past and no longer dances, but she's like backstage with the girls, basically like taking care of the girls.
Kind of like a dance mom.
Kind of like a dance mom. But at the thing, like does the laundry, has snacks, like, you know, talks to them about their day. Like,
oh my gosh, I kind of love this.
It was really interesting. And then they had like their own stories about when they were dancers and things that they experienced. And they would like answer questions from people in the comments about like, you know, what the girls are doing or what happens when, you know, somebody gets in a fight with another one. And like, you know, like
scandalous drama. That's what we're here for.
Yeah. I just remember that was a pandemic wormhole that I fell down for sure.
That's understandable.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But it was good. There was some good info.
That sounds very juicy.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like our TikTok now is just going to be all these like random, like it's going to be about dancers, dance moms.
Yeah.
They might throw a toddler and tiara moment in because they're like, we're not 100% sure. So we're just going to throw this in to see if that's like what they're talking about.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that show. Did you ever watch that show?
I did. You know, I watched it when it first came out, which was like a really long time ago. And I was much younger and I was very awestruck by it because I was just like, why would you want to do this?
Right. Like it was kind of weird, like for me, because I was like, do I like this? Do I not like this? Like I kind of like the drama of this, but like, do I agree with this?
Yeah.
It was a very weird, like I feel like you almost like felt like you were towing a weird line when you're like
so
watching
much of it was like the kid didn't even want to do it. It was the parent.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I saw a show, there was like a follow-up where they're adults now.
Stop it.
Swear to God.
I'm literally looking it up tonight.
Look it up.
Oh.
It is something.
Oh my gosh. That's what I need in my life.
And like some of them are completely normal and some of them are not. And it's just really amazing to like listen to them now as adults talk about that time period when they were so young and like what they were doing. And
oh my gosh, I'm like so excited. I feel like I need to watch it. Like
I feel like there was like one or two that are like still doing some type of pageantry. Yeah. But the rest of them are like, yeah, I'm done.
Yeah, I feel like, you know, after you wear a tiara that's 35 pounds on your head for so long, you're just like, you know what? I don't need this anymore.
Yeah. It's a lot of tulle.
It's a lot of tulle. It's a lot of glitter.
It's just like a lot of everything.
It's so much.
Yeah.
So much work.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's dive into these damn it moments.
Damn it
I am
moments.
so ready. When I messaged you and you're like, I have so many, I'm like, yes, bring them all.
I do. And I was like, what exactly do I want to put out there? And, you know, off camera, we were saying that I put everything out there. So,
yeah. No drafts.
No drafts.
Living no drafts.
I live a draft-free life.
Put that on. You need that on like a coffee cup.
I do.
I think you do.
Free life. Yeah. The most recent damn it moment happened recently, like a week or two ago.
Oh, okay. So wow.
Yeah,
Like super recent.
I mean, is it like a weekly occurrence that I have a damn it moment? But I feel like the real good ones are when you are saying damn it multiple times.
Mm-hmm.
And so like, okay, so the end of December, I purchased like my first real adult sofa.
Ooh,
Right?
congratulations.
Thank you. Like, I don't have to put it together.
Oh my gosh.
I had to pick swatches of fabric.
Wow. You're like,
Yeah, a fancy. So I'm not good at spending large amounts of money. It makes me very uncomfortable. Like, it hurts my heart to do so. And
Understandable.
I get very overwhelmed.
Wish I had some of that.
I can spend little droplets all day, but when it's like a big chunk, like it's bad. So I did that, and by the time I had left the store, I was like so overwhelmed. Like I was sweating. I was like, I just got in the car and just like sat in the car. And I told my friend, I was like, yeah, I got a new couch. And she's like, oh my God, thank God, finally. Like I really need a new one. And she's like, when are you getting it? And I was like, I don't know.
Oh.
And she's like, well, they didn't tell you? And I'm like, you know,
They didn't give you a delivery window?
I'm sure they did, but I was so overwhelmed.
Right. Did you
that
just black out?
Yeah. I just blacked out. Like I signed some papers and left, you know?
Yeah.
And I was like, damn, I should probably find out like when that's coming. And she's like, yeah, that's probably a good idea.
Yeah. Maybe important.
Yeah. So in my mind, I had that conversation with the lady and I never did. I never talked to her again. But in my mind, I was like, oh yeah, end of February. That seems like a good time.
Right. It's
For it-
reasonable, right?
Yeah, for it to show up, you know, in my mind. So
I think so.
Yeah, so like I'm not thinking about it, and then I get an email that it's a lazy boy sofa, okay? Just for reference for the rest of the story. So I get an email that says lazy boy will be delivering or something. And I'm like, oh, wait. Is this my sofa?
Oh.
So I was on a call when I got the email, so I didn't like investigate further. And it was like midnight when I got the call. So I didn't investigate further. I was just like, damn, my couch is coming tomorrow. And I have a couch in my living room right now that like I need to get rid of.
Oh gosh.
So I go to sleep. I wake up early. So like before work, I'm like taking pictures of what I have and I'm like posting it online. And I'm like, hey, I need to get rid of this sofa ASAP. It was the day of like the blizzard that we recently had.
Yeah.
So I'm outside shoveling and putting down salt at like 8 o'clock in the morning because I'm concerned that the delivery men are going to fall on the ice that fell overnight and get hurt, you know. So
There's so much.
There's a lot. So then I'm like, damn, like, come on, Jennifer, you said you were going to call me like a week before and tell me to get rid of my sofa. So my friend that lives very close is like, hey, I'll take it. I'm like, cool. You know, I know it's really bad weather, so if you want to come this weekend. He's like, yeah, no problem. So then I start moving the furniture because I have to move the sofa and I live by myself. So I'm doing all of this by myself.
Damn, girl.
Yeah. So, and this is before I even start my work day, right?
Oh.
So then I'm like, okay, let me look at this email again. So I look at the email again and it's from UPS. And I'm like, that's weird. But it's 2022. Everything's weird.
You are correct.
You know?
Yeah, the
and
tagline of
Yeah.
2022.
everything's weird.
Yep.
And I'm like, so maybe like UPS is bringing like a big, huge truck?
Right. Okay. Yeah.
I'm reasoning in my mind.
They drive big, huge trucks. So, like,
Yeah.
I would think you would put a couch in one.
Right.
Right?
So, and I'm thinking to myself, like, and the email just says, like, delivery today, 3 to 5 p.m., lazy boy.
Okay.
I'm like, okay, 3 to 5 p.m. So, like, I'm trying to bust out my work so that I don't have to do it once the thing shows up because I know I'm going to have to move furniture again and, like, do all this stuff. So, like, 3 o'clock rolls around. And I'm like, I know when you get like large pieces of furniture delivered, they usually call you and say like, we're this far out
Oh, that's
from
cool.
your location. So I go back into the email, and what I should have done a long time ago was click the tracking number on the email, which then opens up another page that also says delivery from Lazy Boy, 3 to 5 p.m., £1.
What?
Right.
What?
and, and I'm like,
Is that what's that?
£1 could be an error. Could be an error.
Someone meant to put 100 and just put one.
One. And so I was like, well, that doesn't. Okay, none of this seems right. I'm sitting on the floor in my living room because I had moved everything out of the room for this sofa that was going to be delivered between 3 and 5. So I was like, let me call the store. That seems like a good thing.
Yeah.
So I call the store. My girl that I purchased it from,
Jennifer,
isn't there.
of course.
It's her day off. She was very sweet. So I talked to this other lady, and I'm like, hey, so I bought this couch, right? And I don't know when it's coming, but I got an email, and it says Lazy Boy delivery, but it's UPS. And she's like, oh, no. And I said, and it says £1? And she's like, oh, no.
That's too many oh no's in a row.
And I'm like, that's not my couch, is it? And she starts giggling, you know? Because at this point in the day, I am very like, I fucked up. You know? Like, I know.
You're like,
I know something's amiss.
Yeah.
So she says, oh, no, we don't send our furniture UPS. Sidebar, I used to sell furniture, and I know the process of shipping furniture. Never once have we used UPS. And
honestly, I've never ordered furniture, so I would think UPS would bring
right.
it.
You would think that I would remember my previous work history and that we never used UPS. No. So then I said, yeah, it says like £1. And she's like, oh, that is your fabric care kit. And I said, so it's not the sofa.
Wait. They sent you the care kit
Before the sofa.
before the sofa?
Another catch. I already had a fabric care kit that Jennifer gave to me after I purchased the sofa and left the store. Right?
Okay.
There's also a TikTok about that.
I gotta look up this one.
Yeah. And so I hang up the phone. We're both laughing because, like, dummy over here. And I hang up the phone and I'm sitting on the floor and my dog's looking at me and I'm looking at my dog and I'm like, God damn it. Now I got to put all this furniture back in the room. And so I do. I drag all the furniture back in.
Oh.
And I sit down and my girlfriend calls me up and she's like, did you get the sofa? Can I come over this weekend and sit on it and we'll watch movies? And I was like, it's not here, but I can clean some fabric. And she's like, what? And she goes, when is the sofa coming? And I said, you know, I didn't even ask. So I still don't know.
You still don't.
I still don't know.
To this day, you do not. Today,
I still don't know.
You
And
do
at
not
this
have the
point,
couch.
I don't even care because
You need to contact someone and be like, "Yo, when's the couch coming?"
no, I am just when it shows up, it shows up, and I've already moved the furniture once. I can do it again.
True.
At least at this point, I have a person who's going to come and get it.
Okay,
Which
so that's
is
a
step
plus.
further.
Yes.
Yeah, but that was it was just like dam after dam after dam because I just get so excited and like my common sense sometimes goes out the window.
I relate to this a lot.
And I just really need a new sofa.
And you're so ready for that sofa.
I'm so ready
and
for it.
maybe in 3 to 5 business months you'll have the sofa. Who really knows?
It might not come till 2024. I don't know.
Are they hand making this sofa?
And that's the thing. I went with like the basic of basic for price and for like shipping purposes, you know.
Right.
I'm still shooting for end of February.
You should start like a bingo pool or like a calendar, and like everyone just pick some days of like when this couch is gonna come.
That's actually an excellent idea.
I think you should do it.
Yeah, I might.
I'm in on it.
Okay.
I'll bid on some days.
Okay. I'm still saying end of February.
I feel like if you feel it in your heart and soul,
Feel it in my heart.
I feel like it might happen.
And it's going to be real clean.
It's
'Cause
gonna
I
be
have
so
two
clean.
fabric care kits.
You are gonna have the cleanest couch,
Mhm.
maybe in Pittsburgh.
Mhm.
It, very debatable.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, that was my most recent. Damn it. And I said damn it to myself after that for a couple days. Like, you're just dumb.
Was Harold giving you the side eye? He's like, "What were you thinking?"
You know, he also really puts up with a lot. He is a saint.
He's like, "Woman, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Why are we moving all this furniture? I just want to
Yeah.
sit."
Yeah, he just wants to snuggle on something soft. That's all he cares about.
Basic
So,
needs.
Basic needs. But I did get an extra long couch for him.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah. And
Catering to him.
Yeah.
As
I
you
also
should.
bid a king size bed for him.
I mean, I feel like you have to.
He still lays right on top of me, but there's plenty of space.
If you have to push him off, if
Yeah.
you can push him off, probably.
Yeah, because there were nights on the Queen where one of us would fall off. So I was like, all right,
Time to upgrade.
we're gonna upgrade.
Well, I'm glad you at least have the king mattress. Hopefully you get this extra long couch,
Yeah.
sometime this year. I'm really hoping for you.
Same.
Oh my gosh, I love it.
Yeah.
All right, so let's shout out some shows that you have coming up.
Yeah. So March 26th
Okay.
is Nebby Neighbor.
Oh, sign me up.
That's gonna be a really fun show. That's our 1 year anniversary show.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you. So, and it's going to be on stage at Arcade. I can't remember the time, but it'll be you'll see it out. Nebby Neighbors has its own Instagram account, so we'll have everything posted on there.
Okay.
And Beth and I this weekend are going to be working on we're opening up casting to whoever wants to be a neighbor. If you want to
cool.
do improv, if you want to do stand up, if you want to do both. So we're kind of working on a form for people to fill out, and because we have some people that we call our forever neighbors that are in every show, but then we also have a rotating cast of people, and we have a new stand up come through for every show. So
I love that. That's so fun.
yeah, so that's gonna be really fun, and we're gonna kind of walk down memory lane
Ooh.
on some of our most favorite posts of the past.
Oh, that's going to be a good
Because
one.
There have been updates on those posts.
Oh.
So, yeah, it's going to be great.
So not one to miss, for sure.
Definitely not one to miss. Yeah.
And what are your handles so people can follow
Oh,
you?
yeah. So everything is Esmo, ESS_MOE. And then if you want to follow Nebby Neighbors, it's just Nebby Neighbors on Instagram and Facebook.
Awesome. And I'll link everything. I'm so glad I
Cool.
finally got to meet you.
I know. This was so fun. I had a blast.
I'm glad you had a good time.
Yeah.
I had a great time. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
And I will see you guys next week.
And also, happy birthday.
Thank you so much. Podcasting on the birthday.
I love it.
Thank you. And thank you for my birthday gift,
Yeah.
Liquid Death Lime Edition. So good.
You are welcome.
Oh my gosh. Definitely going to be a mixer for me. I
Yeah.
think this summer this is going to be my vibe.
Yeah.
100%.
For sure. Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right. And I'll see you guys next week.